channel. This is Batel from Batel's Kitchen, and today I am super excited to be back with another recipe that is going to change your life forever. Today we're going to be making a gluten-free and vegan pizza crust that is absolutely insanely delicious, and it feels like just a regular wheat flour, and even better, I should say. So my son recently became gluten-free and he loves pizza. He really does. And I was trying to mimic and try different recipes how to make a really good gluten-free pizza crust, and I have not been impressed with the results. Many of them were really complicated and I was not comfortable with the ingredients. So I decided to jump into my comfort zone, my kitchen, and start to experiment, just like I do with all my other recipes. And I cannot tell you how happy I am to share with you this really revolutionary recipe. I have never tasted something like this before, and I am super happy with the results. It feels and tastes and looks like a real pizza crust, but without gluten, without eggs, without flour. It is just really insanely creative, I should say. All the measurements for this recipe are going to be in the description box below so you can check it out. And if you're new over here, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's jump into the recipe.
Let's start by taking a look at our ingredients. We have very simple ingredients. So we're going to start by placing our ground oats, which is basically oat flour, into a bowl. You can ground them yourself or you can buy a pre-made oat flour. To that, we're going to add cornstarch. This cornstarch is going to bind everything together because we don't have any eggs over here. To that, we're going to add almond flour and a little bit of dry active yeast. We're also going to add a tiny bit of salt, and we're going to give all these dry ingredients a very good mix. After we've mixed the dry ingredients, we're going to add our water. We're going to add them slowly, and we're going to add cold water. To that, we're going to add just a tiny bit of sweetener. Today I'm using honey. You can use some maple or agave or whichever sweetener you prefer. And we're going to give it a good whisk. At first, it's going to seem as everything is sticking together and you're going to get a lot of lumps, but just keep whisking just for a couple of minutes, making sure you break all the lumps with the whisk itself until you get a smooth consistency. We're going to take a pizza pen. Onto the parchment paper, we're going to pour our dough butter. Now we're going to try to see if there are any lumps, and we kind of like going to try to break them with the whisk. We shouldn't have many of them, and many times there are none, so it depends. We're going to let this dough rise for about 25 to 30 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to make our very own pesto. We're going to add our fresh basil, trying to put mainly the leaves, and then to that we are going to add our cashew. We're also going to add fresh garlic, about 2 to 3 cloves, and we're going to add fresh lemon as well. We're going to season everything with salt and pepper to taste. We're going to close the lid and give it a good pulse. We're going to try to get most of the ingredients blended. And then we're going to add our nutritional yeast, which are replacing the typical Parmesan cheese. They also have a beautiful cheesy flavor. And to that, we're going to add our olive oil as well. We're going to give it another blitz. And then we're going to need to open the food processor just to help all the ingredients go down to the bottom of the food processor. So I'm just taking a spatula and I just push everything down. Another final blitz, and we have a beautiful homemade and healthy and delicious vegan pesto that you can use for many different purposes. I use it for pastas, I use it for sandwiches, and today we're going to use it for our zucchini pizza. We're going to store our pesto into an airtight container, and I like to use a little bit of olive oil on top just to keep the freshness and prevent it from browning. Our dough has risen and we are ready to place it in a preheated 350 degrees oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. This is going to be our crust. While our crust is baking in the oven for about 25 minutes, we're going to prepare our ingredients for the zucchini pesto pizza. We're going to start with the zucchini pizza, and we are just going to slice some squashes and zucchinis over here. You can use a knife, you don't have to use the mandolin, but I just love the even cuts that the mandolin yields. So I'm actually using a big quantity of zucchinis because once you put them in the oven, they shrink and the volume really goes down. So even if it seems like a lot, they really shrink down in the oven. Our pizza crust is ready. We're gonna remove it from the pan. And once it is cold, take a look at the crust. Now you're gonna notice that there are a lot of breakups on top of the pizza crust, but it is absolutely okay. So I am just spreading this pesto on top of the pizza crust. We're gonna make sure that everything is really nicely coated. I'm using the back of the spoon just to spread it evenly. On top of the pesto, we're going to add our zucchinis. Feel free to use as many or as little as you want. You can either use one color. I just love the combination of the two colors. And I'm just laying the zucchini in a flat layer as much as possible around the pizza. I'm finishing it off with red onion slices, and I sprinkle a nice amount of Italian spice seasoning because it really gives a beautiful flavor with the pesto. I make sure that I also season everything with salt and pepper because I love layers of flavors, and salt is really important, even though it's gonna release a lot of moisture from the zucchinis, but the pizza crust should be strong enough to hold this moisture. So I'm adding a little bit of Kalamata olives, and I'm finishing it off with extra virgin olive oil before I pop it in the oven for about 30 minutes, maybe 25 minutes on a 425 degrees on a roast feature just to get those zucchini roasted. In the meantime, we're gonna make our classic margarita pizza, and here I decided to flip the crust because it just looks a little bit more presentable. I'm adding my very own homemade tomato pizza sauce from my cookbook, Eggless Possibilities. This sauce is absolutely delicious and divine, but you can use a store-bought or your favorite pizza sauce if you'd like. So we're gonna try to coat our pizza evenly with the pizza sauce, and then we're gonna go with vegan mozzarella cheese. You can use your favorite brand. I am just sprinkling a nice amount of mozzarella cheese. We want to get it as close as possible to the regular pizza that all the kids like and love. Not too much things on top. I'm just putting a little bit of olives and a tiny bit of fresh basil. And once we have everything on top, we're ready to pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is melted. Moving on to probably one of my favorite ways to eat pizza, we're gonna load it with veggies. This is a veggie loaded pizza, and I'm just using whatever I have in my fridge. Today I'm going with different colors of peppers and red onion, and a little bit of mushrooms. I really love mushrooms in anything, so I'm adding it to my pizza as well. Once we have all those vegetables cut up, we're going to spread again our pizza sauce on top of our pizza crust, and you can even make some pizza crust beforehand and have them ready in your fridge for whenever you need. So I'm just adding the vegetables on top, lay them flat, and then we're gonna move on and add the rest of the ingredients. We have the mushrooms, and then we have the red onion. The red onion really gives a stunning color to the pizza, and it is also get really sweet and delicious once it's roasted. Again, a tiny touch of Kalamata olives. I feel like they go so amazingly in pizzas. And I am using our homemade pesto just to give it another dimension of flavor and color. So I'm adding just tiny dollops of pesto. Again, some salt and pepper to season everything to taste. And in this one, I decided to go with oil spray just to make sure all the vegetables are really coated nicely, and a little bit of vegan mozzarella cheese as well. We are ready to take from the oven our zucchini pizza, and we are ready basically to serve all our pizzas that we've made during this episode. We have the zucchini pizza, we have our veggie pizza, and we have our classic margarita pizza as well. I like to take a little bit of arugula to give another brightness to the pizza, and we are ready to slice these. So take a look at this margarita pizza. You're gonna be blown away with this amazing gluten-free and oil-free crust. The texture is absolutely insane. The dough is very, very crunchy, and at the same time you get a beautiful bounce from the dough that feels like a real wheat flour pizza. Another amazing thing about this pizza crust is that it really absorbs all the flavors you put into it. So our pesto with a zucchini pizza is so flavorful, really flavorful, and you get different textures from the roasted zucchini and the stunning colors from the veggie pizza. Every bite of these pizzas over here is absolutely a party in your mouth. Very delicious, very easy, very practical, and very healthy as well. If you're struggling to get your plant-based, vegan, and gluten-free meals, I hope that these pizzas are going to serve a solution for you guys. And I would love to hear which pizza was the most attracted to you. And I would love to hear down the comments below if you're going to give this pizza crust a try. Thanks so much for watching.
That's it for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're gonna give this pizza crust a try. If you did, don't forget to let me know in the comments below. And if you need some more help with eating more plant-based, check out my cookbook, Eggless Possibilities, where you can find so many meals that the whole family can enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.